Thank
How
you.
was the energy out there, my friend?
It was like, fuck yeah, fuck yeah.
You like the fuck yeah?
Yeah, it was something new for me actually. I never heard that before.
Yeah?
Yeah. So I think the people liked it when they shouting that. Yeah. I hope so.
How do you find this man has, when it comes to Beatport psy-trance releases, more number ones than anyone. So if you want to learn how to make psy-trance or listen to the best psy-trance tracks,
I never heard something like that before. It was very new, in the very beginning of the 90s. So I had really an explosion in my head and I asked him what is that, and he was like, "Yeah, that's trance music." And I was like, "What is trance music?" And I was like, "Yeah, you know this stuff, you know."
can I ask you about the name Liquid Soul? Why are you called Liquid Soul?
That's very because of that night, because we took some drops, some acid drops, so then we called it like the Liquid Soul, you know, like, you know, somehow.
Buongiorno ragazzo! Welcome to Hologram 2.0 and making his way to the mic, 5'9", from Zurich, Switzerland, Nicola Capobianco, Liquid Soul!
Hi everybody!
Thank you so much for being here. He just played an amazing set on the stage here at Festival Hall.
Thank
How
you.
was the energy out there, my friend?
It was like, fuck yeah, fuck yeah.
You like the fuck yeah?
Yeah, it was something new for me actually. I never heard that before.
Yeah?
Yeah. So I think the people liked it when they shouting that. Yeah. I
mean,
hope so.
How do you find the Australian crowds to your normal crowd, I suppose?
I think they're quite wild here and quite open as well. So I really enjoy it.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And what do you think about playing behind the hologram?
Like
with the hologram?
On my side or on the other side?
Yeah, from your side. How does
From my side, I don't see much of the hologram, so you see it only on the other side, actually, from the crowd side.
But you're feeling the energy from the crowd and like the reaction.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. No, I see the crowd. Yeah. You see through the net.
This man has, when it comes to Beatport psy-trance releases, more number ones than anyone. So if you want to learn how to make psy-trance or listen to the best psy-trance tracks, Nicola, you are the boss. You started at a very young age.
Yeah, that's true.
What was your motivation, and did you always see yourself as a producer and DJ as your career?
No, not at all. I mean, I was a music lover since I was a very young child, actually. And then I was a big fan, like a big Metallica fan, like more heavy metal. And when I heard the first time trance music, which was a specific track.
What track was that?
It was. It's called Odyssey of Noise. Fire Dancer was released on IQ Records, which was Sven Fett's label in 1993, I guess. So a friend of mine, he was a bit older. I was in his place and he played that, and I was like, "Oh, what is that?" Because I never heard something like that before. It was very new, in the very beginning of the 90s. So I had really an explosion in my head and I asked him what is that, and he was like, "Yeah, that's trance music." And I was like, "What is trance music?" And I was like, "Yeah, you know this stuff, you know." So anyway, something happened in my brain and my body, and so I was just digging into that after I heard this tune and collected a lot of music, and it was just like it was just my thing, you know, like and it kept on. I kept on listening to that, and now I'm here. So first I was just listening it, and I was trying to DJing, but without knowing what I'm doing, because I was too young and I couldn't go to clubs or something, so I didn't know what the DJ actually doing.
How old were you here, like 13 or younger?
I was 14.
Yep.
With 16 I started to play already in Switzerland, but it was a problem because I was too young actually to go into the clubs, but somehow
you made your way
managed.
in, back door?
And then when I was like, it was like 16, 17, I started to produce as well.
Yes.
But of course, very, like with some gears, and I bought some gears, and I was always going to work in my free time from school to earn some money, and then I bought some synthesizers and stuff. And just tried, because at that time there was nobody around who could teach me.
Yes.
Because it was new and I was young and I didn't know nobody.
So
anyway.
you taught yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically, yes.
Yep.
Yes. There was no internet and nothing at that time, which sounds weird, but there was no internet. Seriously, yeah.
Was there a moment in your career or like a significant, track you brought out or performance you played that really kind of set you on your this path of such a great journey?
Well, I mean, in the beginning, I played only in Switzerland, and I played the trance music. I mean, let's call it Euro trance.
Yes.
Like this Paul van Dyk, Armin van Buuren, Tiesto stuff. That was quite successful, actually, and we had a huge scene in Switzerland. So we had every weekend tons of raves and huge ones. So it was somehow easy. I just slipped in and got booked, and I don't know. And then around 2000, it was, I think in the year 2000, a friend of mine took me to my first psychedelic party, which I actually didn't like to go, because I thought, like, what is four freaks, I don't know, because I thought I know what is cool with my trance stuff.
Yes.
So anyway, I went there, and it just blew my mind once again. And I knew that, like, wow, this is it, because I heard a freedom in the music. So I went home and started to produce psychedelic. I called it psychedelic progressive trance, which didn't really exist at that time. So because I didn't know nobody and I didn't know the music, I just did what I felt.
So is this in the 90s or?
This was in 2000.
Okay, yep.
So I founded a new project called Liquid Soul, because before I had a different name for this genre.
Can I ask you about the name Liquid Soul? Why are you called Liquid Soul?
That's very because of that night, because we took some drops, some acid drops, so then we called it like the Liquid Soul, somehow it swapped over and ended up as my name. So that's a short story. But it's true. Yeah. And then I just produced that without knowing what I'm doing, and then I started to get some gigs also in Switzerland in the psychedelic scene, and then in 2004, I guess, I got my first international gig, which was the Woof festival in Germany, and this was a very, very famous one. Yes. But I played on the second floor, and I presented my music for the first time, actually, to a lot of a big audience, and there was a lot of promoters were there, and a lot of producers, and somehow it just like, I think I just hit the point somehow, because it was different a bit. It was a bit slower, a bit groovy. Also not like today, it was like 130 BPM to 135 max.
Yeah, and what are you tonight? Pretty much 140, 138?
Yes, 140. So it was much more groovy and a bit more melody, and so somehow, it just, I don't know, like it was just kind of unique.
Yes.
But without knowing that, So, and then from that gig on, I got booked all over the world straight away, non-stop till now.
Well, you are one of the most sought after artists in the world. How do you, I guess, pick which events that you do want to play at, and which ones are your favourite?
Well, most of the big ones I played already, but I think, what my really favorite ones are Ozora and Boom Festival.
We love both of those
when
festivals.
I look back, my favorite gig I ever had was Ozora 2011.
Yes.
Yes.
Why was that so special?
Because it was I played the closing set of it, and it was a surprise set, actually, so nobody knew. So. And it was just like so emotional that I had tears in my eyes, and many, or let's say, I think most of the people there experienced the same, because
sharing
still today people come to me and talk about this 2 hours, of this event, and it was just magic. I don't know, like it was so many people, and it was just everybody became one, like this is what we always talk about, become one, blah, blah, blah. So, but
become one.
But there, it really happened, and everybody felt it. It's not, I mean, maybe it was luck. It's not, I don't think it was because of me, but it was just the energy was just incredible. And everybody was so emotional and still talk about it, still today. Yeah.
And your music is very intelligent and intellectual. When you're producing the track, like, are you thinking about the feelings that you want or the thoughts you want to try and create in the audience, or are you just trying to get something out of yourself?
Look, the point is, like, I'm not a good speaker. I don't like to speak. I don't like even doing interviews because my...
Oh, we're so lucky.
No, yeah, because I never felt comfortable to speak, even though in the school, in front of the class, and so it's not my thing. So I found a way to express myself through music, and that's my language, and that's why I'm trying to do the best out of it, and really put all my energy and focus into that, and trying to give something back as well, what I always receive from from the fans and from the crowd, all this energy. It's just like, just awesome,
Yeah. Well, we do know you're in a rush to get to Sydney. We are at Hologram here, and you're going to be at My A on Saturday night, supported by our favourite producer, Perspective.
Yeah, true. 2
quick questions before we go. Liquid Hook, that track is an absolute doof anthem for us. What was it like to make that, and I guess the experience there?
That track actually, we did. I mean, I did it with Captain Hook. We did it in a very short time actually. So he did most of the groove and stuff, and I made my.
Were you
let's call it the melody, or
were you in the
hook.
studio together, or was it done via?
No, it was. No, actually, we worked together on a tour in Brazil. If I'm not mistaken, and then we did it
back
through
and
internet.
forth.
But
Amazing.
like I do it also today. We sit together via Skype.
Yep.
So we actually work together, but in different studios. When I do collabs. Yep. I don't like to just switch the files. I really sit with them.
You want to get the feeling.
And then we talk about, and we're trying things, and you do screen shares, and to make it really as original as possible and as good as possible. Yeah.
Yep. And your track Consciousness with the Terence McKenna vocals in it. What inspired you to put that into a track?
Well, I mean, he's an inspiration by itself, So I think it was just right to put him and spread his message. So I love him.
Well,
really.
everyone can check it out. Liquid Soul on SoundCloud. Amazing set. We can't wait for you to tour again. Thank you, Nicola, for your time.
Thank you very much, guys, and I hope we're gonna see you at Saturday, right? Here
yes, that's right. We'll see you Saturday, and hopefully at Boom Festival.
Yes, absolutely, yeah.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, sir.
Bye-bye.